Hi, and welcome to Musicians Hangout with your hosts, Crash Fistfight from Dissonant Chaos and Fatal Butterfly, and Maxine Maxwell from the Maxwells.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's great to be back.
Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's safe out there. It's been crazy.
Yeah. It's been a time. Oh my goodness. It's been quite the week. So I'll go over our mission statement. We're still waiting for our guest to connect, and I am super excited about this guest, Sharon. So Sharon Ransom should be joining us anytime now for our interview. In the meantime, I will go over Musicians Hangout mission statement, and that is to be part of a revolution to create friendships with other artists and build a community network to save music.
Indeed.
And I think that's so peaceful and harmonious to, put out there because of the times that we are facing right now, to have something that's happy and light and peaceful. I just want to, give that a shout out to our country and our world.
Yes. Yeah, oh gosh. It's been horrible. Yeah, all these riots have just been insane. It's something you don't really expect in your neighborhood.
Right.
It does reach your neighborhood because usually it's like in big cities like LA, but it never reaches like these little cities like us, and here we are.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
How's it going, guys?
Hi, welcome.
Awesome. Hey, how are you?
Good. Thanks so much for
so
joining us tonight.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm really excited to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So we just went over our mission statement, and we are ready to start our interview with you. We would like to give a moment of silence out there for everything that's been going on in the civil unrest, and also, just to give a peaceful message out there for all of the protesters and everybody involved in honor of George Floyd. So just a few seconds of, silence for him. Thank you so much.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it has. Like, I'm here in Canada, and like I've been hearing so many things like in the States about all the stuff that's going on there. Like a lot of the drummers that I'm friends with are from the States, and so I've been getting flooded on my newsfeed about all the stuff that's happening over there. Like, how are you guys holding up? Like, what's been going on, and are you guys okay where you're at, or?
We're okay. We're okay. We're on the outskirts of Seattle. So I'm about 2 hours west of Seattle, in a pretty rural area, but, close enough to still feel saddened by everything that's going on. And I see friends, at these protests, and I just hope that everybody's safe. And so.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, no, so have you guys like gone over to the protests at all or anything, or have you guys?
Our protest in my town is going to be tomorrow, and the area that I live in is kind of a really sketchy. It's not sketchy usually, but to go on this protest, it's really, I have to really think. I want to go, but at the same time, I don't know if it's going to be safe because there are going to be people with guns there, and I just I don't know if I want a chance, like, and I don't know how this is helping George Floyd, all these riots. That makes no sense.
I went to a peaceful protest today, but it was early in the day. It was around noon, and I stayed for about an hour and a half, and it was still very peaceful. But about 3 hours later, some other people showed up with guns and with body armor on in a tiny little town. Like there were probably 200 peaceful protesters, and then a dozen of these people showed up later after I had left, and everything turned out okay. Everybody went home, but why did they have to come and make that presence? I don't know. And I'm an advocate for peace. So
Yeah, no, for sure. That's wow, that's so crazy. I feel for you guys. Like, yeah, just here in Canada, I just keep thinking, man, like that must be like really tough just to go through, especially with friends and family and stuff that are like in different areas around the States too. Like that must be really tough. So yeah. I'm sorry to hear that all that's happening. That's so crazy. But yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Well, we would like to keep, I guess everybody entertained with something beautiful now. I mean, three drum girls right now are getting to geek out about our music. So
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I'm like I'm excited to hear about you guys too, and like your journey and everything as well. So this is really exciting for me to be here. So
so we discovered you on Drummer Girls United, which is a Facebook group that we're all part of, and you got to be part of a commercial.
Yeah.
And that's when I first saw you, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's amazing.
I saw your wedding video.
Oh, did you?
And I was like, I want to know more about Dust Girl. And so I went to YouTube, and I was just like, oh my God, like, I don't know how she does all these fancy tricks, but I want to know, like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so nice of you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's funny enough, like I actually I wanted to do a drum solo at my wedding. Like it's kind of always been a dream of mine, and so I just got married this past August. And so my husband and I wrote a song where I was able to like do a drum solo within the song that we wrote.
Yeah.
And that was actually the video that I sent into the Facebook commercial advertisement to see if they wanted something, and I think they must have based like the dress and everything and me playing in a dress because of my wedding dress.
Yes.
So it was kind of funny how that works because I don't usually wear a dress. And so the two videos that I have on Facebook are the ones with me in a dress. So anyways, that's okay. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. So yeah.
It looks like so much fun. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. You have so much passion when you're playing.
Yes. And I love your facial, like you really play to the crowd and you interact with them. And I love that.
Thanks so much. Yeah, no, I absolutely love drumming. It's like my absolute passion. Besides like teaching drum lessons, it's like playing is so much fun for me. Like I absolutely love it. So yeah, thanks so much for encouraging me. That's so nice.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You mentioned that you teach lessons. Are you teaching lessons online right now?
Yeah. So actually, funny enough, when I got back from LA to do that commercial, I had already been wanting to do online drum lessons. And that was actually also when the pandemic stuff wasn't super bad. Like the airports weren't closed or anything like that. And so I got back safely, like everything went fine. And I started working right away on my website. And then that's when I launched that I was going to be doing online drum lessons. So, I currently teach online drum lessons through Skype. And it was kind of funny because that's when the pandemic really started to hit. And I was like, oh, this is kind of convenient. I can teach online lessons because everyone's doing it anyway. So,
yeah. Trendsetter. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, no, it's been super fun. Like I almost like, I like teaching lessons online just because it's kind of fun to be able to like see even just a different perspective. I can take the video camera and like close up on what my wrists and my fingers are doing for the student, or even like my bass drum pedal.
Cool.
I can see kind of a closer up view as to what I'm doing. And I've actually found it's helped my students a lot too. So
nice.
It's actually been a lot of fun. So I really like it. Yeah.
And it works on Skype. Like there's not a delay or anything with the Skype?
So there is like a slight delay, but I just make sure that I don't play at the same time or anything as my student. And actually, for the most part, like the only thing that I find to be a challenge is like hearing them play to a metronome. So what I end up doing with my students is I'll get them to pre-record them playing to a metronome, like either through a speaker, the metronome playing, and then them playing on top if they have an electric drum set. Or something like that, and to send me a video so that I can watch it at home and see if they're playing in time. And then if then I'll kind of coach them through it and be like, all right, let's try to figure it out. So that's how I've kind of worked around it. But
Cool.
yeah, no, it's going. It's a lot of fun actually. So
I love that.
Mm.
I'm a high school teacher. I teach art.
Oh,
And,
awesome.
now since the COVID-19 shutdown, we've been shut down from March 16th on. So I went online. I teach my art lessons on YouTube, and kids can access the YouTube channel, email me their assignment when they're finished with it, ask me any questions. It's
That's
really
awesome.
different not to be in person, but I adapted, I guess, for
Yeah,
the time.
for
But
sure.
I miss my kids in person, though, I gotta say.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair. Yeah, and like especially like managing a whole group of kids and stuff. Do you find that hard? Like, or is it okay? Like, kind of like with all the assignments coming in that way and doing it
It's
on.
hard because there's some students that don't have access to internet.
Okay, yeah.
Really rural, so we're out in the mountains, and there's some kids that live in the mountain range, so they won't. Even our principal doesn't have good internet. He has to come down to the school to
Okay.
Zoom meeting his staff. So
Okay, cool.
it's challenging out here because of limitations like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So with that, we make paper packets. So I'll go in, I'll screenshot my video because I record it, I upload it onto iMovie, I edit it there, and then I put it on YouTube. From the iMovie, I go in and I take pictures, like screenshots of each step.
Oh yeah.
And then I put them into a paper assignment and, write each step down for the students that
That's awesome.
that can't work via computer. So we try to make it work for everybody.
That's a really good idea. Awesome.
It is a lot. It is so much. I think we work harder now.
There's for sure. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of learning curves for sure. And like you're like what you said earlier, a lot of things to adapt to. So yeah, that's good on you. Like just doing the screenshot thing. That's a really good idea.
I know. And she's like, I'm not very techie. I'm like, girl, you are way more techie than I am right now. It's like
that's awesome. No, that's
because I'm the techie one, I guess.
Yeah, she's the techie one on the show. She runs the, whole, I call it the motherboard. She's yeah, so that's why she sends invites and everything, because there has to be like a direct host. So she's that, and she's perfect at it. I love you.
Aww, that's so cool. So how did you guys meet actually? Like, and can I ask a little bit about you guys? Like,
sure. Yeah. Yes, of course.
Yeah. So like, yeah, like I guess like anything, like where are you guys from? Like, I mean, how long have you been playing drums for? I don't know. Whoever.
We're gonna ask the same stuff. So
right.
We'll give you our story in a nutshell, I guess. So
yeah.
Crash and I met in a chat room on a show that we were both interviewed on. And it was a podcast that we used to follow. And every Wednesday, we would tune in and we would interact with the guests and ask them questions, just like our chat room is going to do pretty soon. We've got some people out there. Hey, guys, if you have any questions for us or the guests, let us know. Put it in the chat. We'll make sure to answer your questions. And then the podcast, it went away. It discontinued. And we didn't want to give up our Wednesday night hangouts because we've gone as far as meeting each other in person because we're in the same music scene, but we hadn't played together yet.
Right.
Okay. And I had just come to the music scene. So I'm originally from North Dakota. Then I moved to the West Coast and established out here. I'm in a band with my husband, and fast forward to like 2 years ago, and we start playing in the city where Crash and her band play. And so we're kind of meeting, I'm kind of meeting the same crowd she knows. We know each other's names. We listen to each other's interviews on the show. And we would let each other know if we weren't going to make it that night on a Wednesday. Like, let's say I worked late or had a meeting. I'd let her know. I'd message her and say, I'm going to miss the group chat tonight, but I'm thinking of you,
Yeah.
So we were friends virtually. We met in person in February last year. And then by April last year, the podcast discontinued. And we'd been following it for about, 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were fresh friends, and we wanted to keep talking music on Wednesday nights, so we started on Discord. So do you know what Discord is?
No, I don't.
It's a program mostly used by gamers. It's not a live broadcast like this, but it's a chat that people can send invitations to, and people can come
either chat via typing or you can voice chat too.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
So
sweet.
we were doing that with several people for 2 weeks, and then my husband was like, "Hey, why don't you do a podcast?"
Yep.
So the network that had the podcast beforehand thought it was a great idea, encouraged us. We started out on Google Hangouts, live broadcast like this on May 15th.
Okay.
2019, and we went live and we did a broadcast of what we were planning on doing. We had our mission statement together, and we just told everybody what we were planning on doing and asked for guests. And
cool.
We've been hosting musicians for a year now.
That's awesome.
Every Wednesday, and it's been amazing. Oh my gosh, we've met some amazing people. We've grown since we've, branched off on our own. We're not with a network. We're our own show. We let's see. We transferred from Google Hangouts because Google Hangouts discontinued, and we found StreamYard. And StreamYard is unique in the fact that it broadcasts on YouTube and Facebook live.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize. We're live on both platforms right now through StreamYard, which is really cool.
Oh, cool. Oh, we're on Facebook right now? I was like, oh.
We're on Facebook and YouTube right now.
Yeah, so you can go to Music Hangout and like share our live broadcast on your Facebook.
Hilarious. I'm like, what? I'm on Facebook.
It's so cool and such a concept. It's a really new concept still. StreamYard just launched last September, maybe in the fall. So they launched in the fall, and I think we went with StreamYard in September, right, Crash?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had to skip a couple weeks because we didn't know about StreamYard at that time. So we just started using Facebook live, and the response was so big. We were like, oh, we definitely have to continue doing Facebook Live. And then Maxine, I was searching for days and days and days, researching like on different platforms that we would be able to use. Now there's all sorts. There's Zoom, there's, but back then, last year, we didn't have anything. So she searched for hours and hours and hours and came across StreamYard.
Wow. Okay.
And sent me the link. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll go and investigate it. And I was like, oh my God, this is perfect because we can link it to multiple sites at the same time. And we can have up to 6 cameras running with 3 people in the virtual green room. So we could switch out, and we're able to share screen and bring up like YouTube videos and play videos of our guests. So it's just become like an amazing platform for us. It was a game changer. It was a game changer.
It's really user friendly, and it's crazy. It's been a year of this already, and I think when I found StreamYard, it was only about 3 weeks old. Other podcasts were switching over. They were giving reviews about how great it was, and and then we launched a Facebook page in this January. I think it was the 25th of January this year, and we've already grown to like 2.k. And we are excited because, we're so new that we feel about growing that quickly. So shout out to everybody who follows us and who is watching. And
that's awesome. That's super
Friends
cool.
and musicians. We met a lot of cool musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Including yourself. Like, holy cow, we get to have you on our show.
Well,
tell us about how you started as a drummer. When did you start drumming?
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So one of the things that I did, well, first of all, I think that's super cool, by the way, about the podcast. Like, that's actually like really cool. First of all, how it's only been a year. I thought I was thinking that this has been like going on for at least 10 or something because
Oh wow!
I saw like how much engagement you guys have been getting, and I thought that was really cool. So good on you guys. That's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's super awesome. That's super cool. Yeah, so like as for myself, so funny story is that when I was a kid, I would look at the windshield wipers going back and forth on the car and kind of come up with drum beats or like rhythms in my head and like just really liked that. So I would kind of like, watch them go back and forth as a kid and I'd be like boom or whatever. And so I kind of like think of things in my head. And then actually my family friend showed me a basic rock beat on his drum set. And so I took that basic rock beat and I tried experimenting by saying, okay, well, what does it sound like on the crash cymbal or on the ride cymbal? Or what if I did 2 bass drum hits on like the one and or whatever, like kind of like different things. And I would experiment. And I actually, from that point on, once I learned that drum beat, I actually ended up staying in at recess every single day and asked my music teacher if I can use the drum set to practice on because I didn't have a drum set at home. And so I was in grade 7. I was in grade 7, so I was like 12 or 13 or something. And I basically just asked my music teacher if I could just keep staying in at recess and like playing the drums inside. And I would just experiment and like miss out on recess, but it was okay because I was practicing the drums.
Right?
Yeah. So then that's kind of what ended up happening. And then from that point on, like I actually ended up getting a drum set from Walmart for my very first drum set from my parents because they were annoyed at the fact that I kept on playing the drums on my piano keyboard. I would keep switching it to the drum set setting and then play the drums. And my parents would be like, "You're supposed to be practicing piano lessons. Why are you playing the drums on the keyboard?" So I eventually convinced them to get me a drum set from Walmart. And then I actually ended up playing drums in my high school for the first time in the band. And then it just kind of grew from there. So like literally, I would say my first interaction with the drums was my windshield wipers in my car. So
I love that.
yeah.
See, you and Maxine both were in high school drumming.
Yeah.
I started
cool.
way later in my game. I think I was 36, so it's only been like 10 years.
That's awesome. Cool.
But I played bass for a long time, so my heart was always with the drums. I just didn't have the confidence.
Okay.
My friend Chris Black showed me a drum beat, and I just kind of he gave me a few lessons, and then my friend Mike Perkins with the band Mechlac, he also was teaching me a bunch of drum stuff, and he taught me how to read and write drums, and so that made everything so much easier because then I could just look at the books and know how to play the drums. I'm like, I love this.
That's so awesome. Cool. So you're for you were a bassist first though?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. So okay, so I was too. That's why I was gonna actually mention like the reason I had to stay in at recess was because I was a bassist for like my class. So they wouldn't let me play drums in my classroom because I was already playing bass guitar. So and that's funny. So, yeah, we have that in common too. That's cool. Okay.
That's awesome. I did play bass guitar for school.
That's awesome. That's cool. Okay. So do you play for a band right now, Crash, or?
I don't play bass for any bands, but I do play drums for a couple bands.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Okay. Are they all female bands? Or are they all like?
No. My one band, Fatal Butterfly, there's 2 females and a male, and we're just a 3-piece. And then my other bands I'm the only girl.
Awesome. Nice. That's great.
It's a very male dominant.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, especially like in the music world, like it's so funny like how much it's mainly males. That's why like even with like the commercial, I think that was funny because I was talking to the Facebook producer and she was telling me like how they wanted to do it that way with me in the dress to kind of be like, guys, it's okay. Like this is another way to look at like drummers. Like it's not just males. Like it really isn't. There's female drummers out here. So here's a version of like femininity, like and also like power. So that's what.
No, I love that.
I love it. I love it.
For sure.
Back
Yeah.
then, they were starting a revolution for female musicians to unite and build this united sisterhood.
Like a sisterhood,
Exactly.
yeah, work with each other, not against each other.
Yep.
Help each
Because
other.
it's hard enough. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
sometimes those boys they give us a hard time. So
Yeah.
We know other bands that are all female. We Crash got to do an entire festival where it was X Fest, and they had at least one girl in each band.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's
and
awesome.
last week, our guest host was Atrocity Girl, and they are all female.
Oh yeah, I like Ryan Lee and
Yeah.
Yes.
I've seen them on the Drummer Girls United page and like yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. It is so cool. It's so cool. So are you in a band now?
So not right now because because of the pandemic and everything.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like I usually play actually for a wedding company. And we're called DCF Wedding Music. And so I mainly play for wedding companies and like corporations and stuff like that. And then I used to play in a band called it was for an artist called Ashlyn Vince, and she's from Nashville actually, but originally from Ontario. And so I used to play a lot with her. But yeah, she's actually living back now in Nashville. She just left actually back there, I think like a week ago or something, like very recently.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so she's back there again in the States. And then other than that, I've played with a lot of mainly more like solo artists who have been looking for band musicians. So that's kind of mainly my thing.
Cool.
As well as the wedding band. So yeah.
Oh, I love that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's super fun. I actually like absolutely love playing for the wedding band too. Like it's just so much fun because like a lot of people are there because they're just wanting to have fun, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
being able to play the music there is a lot of fun because I've been able to use like my stick tricks as a way to entertain them.
Yes. I'm
It's
telling
so
you.
fun and like so I just keep like doing them and they they yell and then they're super happy and so it makes me happy too. I'm like that's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my goodness. And
Yeah.
I love being married. Like I love weddings and and so like that you do that. I'm like geeking out. I'm like, oh, that would be so fun because people are generally really, really happy and upbeat and when they're, I don't know, all dressed up and it's fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I really like it. It's super fun. So I really like it.
Do you have any really fun stories from your experiences doing that?
Yeah, like the wedding companies.
Yeah.
Like fun stories. Let me think here. Well, like one time I actually played for a wedding where I was playing like a drum solo or something like that and noticed that the bride had the same wedding dress as me and then that I had for my wedding. I was like, oh, anyway, so I thought that was really funny. So then actually afterwards, after the wedding, we actually just ended up staying and talking with the bride and groom, and we were talking about both of our wedding, like about which is kind of funny.
That's awesome.
Okay. So that's kind of funny. So there's that. I've also played a lot of like weddings or corporations or things like that where like the food is like insane. Like I've seen that where it's like there's sushi bars and like Brazilian meats and smoked meats and like I saw a charcuterie board the size of a tree. I was like, what? Like, it was crazy. I was like, whoa, and like a whole seafood bar with like on top of a ginormous sculpture that was probably like 12 feet long or at least. I think it might have been even like 15 feet long. Yeah, and it was an ice sculpture. Like I think it was like a giant lobster or something. It was crazy. I'm like, what is this? Yeah. So no. So it's been kind of interesting that way. Like even just kind of comparing between different weddings and what people do and what makes them unique is super cool. So like I don't know. I just absolutely love it because it's always different every time we do a wedding. But that's kind of the main reason why I love it. So yeah.
Right.
Wow, you've played some big weddings. It sounds like.
Yeah, they're pretty big, but they're super fun. I love them. So Yeah, and we've done some small weddings too, and those are super fun also. Like and like very intimate and just very like personable as well. So like I honestly just enjoy just different kinds of weddings like that. I think they're super fun. So uh
Right.
yeah, but it was kind of funny too because I actually ended up getting hired for the wedding company just a few months before my own wedding. So I was like I was playing all these weddings and I kept on thinking, I'm like, Eric, to my husband, I'm like, we should do this. I saw it at the wedding that I was playing at. And so we
Yes.
would like, alter different things in our wedding to kind of add on to our own. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I've seen your drum solo at your wedding too, and it looked like such a beautiful venue, and you had such a pretty dress. So.
Oh, thank you.
Just
Yeah,
rocking it.
I wish I would have done a drum solo at my wedding. I was married, let's see, it'll be 16 years this July.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Oh,
Yeah.
so your anniversary's coming up soon. That's awesome.
Yes. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Cool. I was
Hopefully.
gonna say, you guys seem so young. I'm like, how old are you guys? Like, you're saying you've been married for 16 years, and then you're like, it's been about 10 years that I've played the bass, or I'm like, how old are you? You guys look so young.
I'm a grandmother, so yeah.
Are you actually?
Yes,
Oh my
I have a
goodness.
4-year-old granddaughter. My oldest daughter is 25, and my youngest daughter is 22.
Wow, you guys look so
23, she's
young.
23.
What? I thought like you were my age. Like I'm not joking. I was like, oh, they're definitely my age.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No.
I'm 27, so I thought that you guys were my
Oh,
age.
wow, well, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Oh man. So do any of your kids play instruments too then, Crash? Or
My youngest daughter played bass for a while, but neither one of them play instruments, and I guess it just skips a generation. I don't know.
that's fair. Okay. Maxine, do you have any kids too?
I don't have any kids. My papa, so my grandpa played accordion and a little bit of banjo, and that's as much musical, background in my family that there is. And I started playing drums when I was 10 at the school that I attended, and I was the only percussionist in my class's band. And I'm from a pretty small school. Like I graduated with 14 kids, and I went to the same school K through 12. So
oh wow, okay.
It was small. And in high school there was probably half a dozen percussionists, and we played different drums for marching band and for concert. But I got to learn the kit when I was, I think, 15. So
oh wow, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and I love your story about the windshield wipers, because I used to put myself like go to sleep by tapping my fingernails against the metal bed frame on my bed. I had this march.
Okay.
I just used to tap on it, little percussion beats until I fell asleep. So
that's so interesting. Okay, cool. Awesome. That's super cool. Yeah.
I do the pads.
Part was really okay, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I you know what? It's so funny because when I've told people the story of me playing drums because it started with windshield wipers, I've actually had a ton of people say kind of similar things where they're like, actually, I used to play like on pots and pans, like when I was a little kid. Like I just like to hit them and kind of feel the rhythm of that, or even just like would kind of sing it in my head, like different rhythms and stuff, right? Like I think that's super cool. And actually, like a good friend of mine, Trinity, her Trinity Robinson, she's Couch Drummer Nation. I don't know if you guys heard her before? Yeah, so she plays drums on a couch, right? And like that's how she got popular, was playing drums with like a toy thing, like a toddler toy, and like a crutch and the couch and everything. And like I think that's super cool, right? Like if you don't have like a drum set, you don't really have to. Like you can totally come up with rhythms in different ways and be creative. So
you make rhythm on anything. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So I think
our friend Jeremy says that his brother plays drums, and he wishes he knew how to play drums better, but he was too focused on guitar all his life. Drums are awesome, and yes, they are. But
Drums
it's
are
never too late to learn how to play drums. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If I didn't start learning at 38,
Yeah,
like,
for
or
sure.
36, I was 36, and I'm 46. I think I'm 46. I don't know. I think I'm.
That's awesome. Yeah, no,
I'm so old. I can't remember how old I am.
it's not September yet.
No.
no, I actually that's such a funny thing too. Like I've had older students around the age of like 65. My oldest student I think was 65 I think, and she wanted to learn how to play drums, and I told her, you know what? I believe that if you're at any age or any skill level, or even if you think you have no rhythm at all, I don't think that's true. I think that you can play drums at whatever skill or age level or whatever you're at, because like as long as you want to try it, you have the capability to be able to do it.
It's
So
just arms and legs and matching arms and legs together.
yep, exactly.
All
Yeah,
it is just matching arms and legs in different tempos. It's
yeah,
easy.
exactly. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So I always encourage people, like whatever age they're at or whatever, like they can totally learn the drums. It's for sure. So
So I sing and drum at the same time, but I didn't start singing and drumming until about 2006, I want to say.
okay, awesome. Yeah.
And it was because we were deciding on, oh wait, hold on. It was about 2010. I take that back. It was 2010 because we had moved out here and we were in a 4-piece band in North Dakota, but we decided to move to Washington. And then we were in a 3-piece for a while, and then that kind of, I don't know, fizzled out, and we decided to be a 2-piece. And we were like, well, who's going to sing? So I got a headset and I started singing and drumming, and it works.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But it's like you're thinking about that too while you're drumming and
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, so
I started singing and drumming last year. I got a late start in that too, because I'm always getting a late start.
That's a major reason why we met, is because someone in the scene said, have you met Maxine Maxwell? She sings and drums, because she wanted to start singing and drumming.
Yeah,
And
I had to learn.
like we connected. We were already on this podcast, but then we got to really know each other because she reached out to me and messaged me and said, hey,
What kind of headset do you use?
yeah.
that's so awesome. Cool. So did you have the headset like that's corded, or did you have the cordless like wireless pack, or which one did you use?
It's wireless, but it has a cord that's on my person. So like
okay, yeah.
Too.
on to me. So it is wireless for the sound guy, but there's still,
A wire
I
there, yeah.
do, yeah, I still have this wire, but as long as it's behind me and not in front of me,
Yeah.
go. Just
sometimes
kind of like when you're in the studio and you're playing, how you have to have like the headphone wire behind you.
yeah.
No, that's
It's
awesome.
in the way.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to roll and it just get tangled and you're just like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I was gonna mention like I actually sing and drum as well, but like I started with a corded, so I had the wireless, or no, not wireless, the headset microphone too, but mine had a wire to it that was like 60 feet long. so because what I did was I had the XLR output or input or whatever, or I guess output. Yeah. Anyways, and then I would attach a 60-foot XLR cable to it so that it could run to the soundboard.
Oh my gosh.
So that's what I actually used when I was in a band when I was younger, and that's what I used. But now I actually use just a boom mic stand and put it where the hi-hat is. Yeah.
Don't you feel that confined though?
So I do. So I kind of.
I am one that likes to rock out when I'm drumming.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I also, for some reason, I always have to turn my head to whatever symbol I'm going to strike. I don't know why.
For sure, yeah. No, I wouldn't recommend it if you're like moving around like a lot and stuff. But how I actually have it set up for me is, I'm trying to see if I have one. No, I don't have it over there. But I have my boom mic beside me on my left side where my hi-hat is. And then I have it actually like really high up, and then I have it coming down on an angle, so it comes like right to my mouth. But the boom mic is actually like up. So
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's like a drop mic almost.
yeah, exactly. So it's not like this. It's kind of more like really high. Like
Ah,
yeah. So that's how I do it because usually when I sing and stuff like that and play drums, I usually play and sing for like the wedding company and also like for church or like in other bands, and I usually just have it there. And I if I'm gonna do a drum solo, what I actually do is I take my drumstick and I hit the microphone boom stand so it swings behind me. So I kind of do this, and then I don't have it anymore, and then I can do a drum solo, and then I take my drumstick back and then do this, and then go and play back again. Yeah. So that's kind of what I do. But like that's just because it's been literally because the headset microphone, the cord would get in the way all the time, and at the time I couldn't afford like getting a wireless pack and stuff, and so I just kind of came up with a way that would help me.
Now.
yeah.
There's so many good ones out there, and they're like $100.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, for wireless.
You
Cool.
get the receiver, the two. Like I have one that has two headsets and transmitter packs.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So you can have. There's two channels, and it was like $100.
Did you get yours on Sweetwater? I got mine on Sweetwater, and they have good sales. So
I don't know where Scott actually bought it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm not sure where.
Is Sweetwater
musician's friend? I'm thinking.
Yeah, Sweetwater's on the east side of the states.
Okay. I think it ships to Canada, though. I think.
I believe they do. Yeah.
I think they do.
Okay.
Awesome sales. Like I think I bought mine over Cyber Monday, so in November.
Oh, okay, cool.
Years ago, and it was a killer deal. Like there was a markdown, but yeah, they are a lot more affordable than they were even then. So
oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I actually have to get some stuff too. Like my husband works for a music store here, but like he just gets like a small discount and stuff, and so sometimes we'll get stuff from there. But like
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, but I'm still looking for like stuff like what's it called? Like a sound, like I need a better sound system and stuff, and some other microphones. So maybe I'll look on Sweetwater. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
They have great customer service too. They assign you a Sweetwater agent, and they keep in contact with you about your order. They update you. They check in with you too after the order comes in. They just make sure everything's right. If they haven't heard from you, they go above and beyond, and they send candy.
Oh, really? Oh, wait. I have heard of. Okay, wait. Do they send like Tootsie Rolls or something, or just like little pieces of?
Yeah,
I've seen this somewhere. I think I saw a post or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's funny. Okay. Yeah.
They are sweet.
That's awesome. Cool. All right.
So Sharon, who are some of the musicians that inspire you?
That's a really good question. So one of those drummers that inspire me, like the one that comes off the top of my head, is someone like Emmanuel Caplet. So she's a female drummer in Montreal, actually. I actually started following her when I was like a little kid. Like I was like maybe 13 when I started kind of getting interested in drums, and her YouTube videos were actually what kind of inspired me to like play drums, as well as just the fact that she was like a female drummer, and I was kind of looking for that when I was a kid. I actually just had my first lesson with her this past Monday too, which is super cool. She's awesome. Yeah, so actually for the next the next couple of months, I actually have lessons with her every Monday. I just scheduled it that way so that I could have lessons with her, and she's awesome. Like she's a great drummer, but she's also just a really good person and like coach, and just very kind-hearted too. Like I asked her so many questions, like even questions about like endorsements and sponsorships, or how did she get into doing drum clinics, and she just answered everything and was super kind. So she's awesome. And I just really like, I don't know, I just really like people who are like that. I'm just very genuine. So I really respect her. Another person too is Mike Johnston. So Mike Johnston does like online drum lessons, and I actually take online drum lessons from him as well. And he's awesome. Like he's like just a great drummer. Again, same great person and everything too. And has been also an inspiration for me since I was a little kid, learning how to play drums off of YouTube. And I'm actually for the first time this fall going to one of his drum teacher camps. So, which is super cool. It's going to be for like a week in October, and he's going to teach me how to be a better drum teacher. So I'm really excited about that.
Wow, that's cool.
That's awesome.
An instructor for the instructors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think that's super awesome because like I absolutely love that, and my dream is to actually be able to do drum clinics like worldwide. And so like just learning from people like Emmanuel Caplet about how they've been doing that, or Mike Johnston, has been, it's so cool. Like just be able to see that. Just because I really want to be able to like teach like worldwide as well at some point in life. So I'm kind of hoping to do that too. So yeah, it's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
What songs do you play, or do you play and sing at weddings?
Yeah. So play and sing at weddings. Yeah. So it kind of varies. Like they tend to get me to do the ones like I Will Survive by, who's that by? Is that Aretha Franklin? I don't remember.
I think so, yeah.
Is it? Yeah. So I usually play drums and sing to that one, I Will Survive, or Shake It Off by Taylor Swift.
Oh, cute.
Like stuff like that. Yes. So I'll do that one, or 1,000 Years, like the ballad, or just like it kind of ranges, like just different ones, depending on the crowd and stuff. Like I like singing and playing drums to like Lizzo as well.
Oh, I love Lizzo. Oh my God.
Yeah, she's great. I really, so I actually, my husband and I just did a cover by her and stuff on my Facebook that like was super fun to be able to play. It was one of those like let's play drums, guitar, and bass and kind of mash it all together and thing. So we kind of did that, and that was super fun to do to Lizzo. So, yeah, it was really, really fun. So those are the kind of songs. I don't know, it really ranges for sure. So
sweet. Do you sing backup on some of the songs too?
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to think, like Proud Mary, I'll do a backup usually. I'll usually
this is who sings I Will Survive.
Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Thank you, Kelly Ray.
I was like, I was like Aretha Franklin. That doesn't sound
I'll leave it to him to know. He knows all of music.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah. So that's the one. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of other ones. Like they'll get me to sing like I Love Rock and Roll, and
yes,
yeah, that's the one. So that one's pretty fun. I don't know. It kind of ranges though.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. What about you guys? What ones do you guys usually sing and play drums to?
Well, we started out as a cover band, but now we write originals. We have about a dozen originals that we're compiling and putting together an album. So we're recording our own album in our studio.
Awesome.
And the covers that I enjoy doing, when you were mentioning Lizzo, we did Adele's Hello.
Oh yeah.
Years back, like when Hello came out, and we made it heavy because we're metal. So we're like a grunge metal band, and we started out all soft and pretty, and then we punched it in when she goes into the chorus heavy, and we did the rest of the song heavy.
That's awesome.
Everybody loved it because we used to play mainly kids' birthday parties around the area because I'm a teacher, he's a counselor, so we know a lot of families, and we would play, we play some good oldies too, like Neil Young and Jefferson Airplane. We did Cranberries. We rip up Cranberry Zombie. Oh man, that one's fun.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
It's grunge, and we are too. We do Four Non Blondes. What's up?
Yeah.
So we do a lot of really fun. We've done CCR in the past. So like those real classic rock bands. But yeah, we've been writing and recording our own stuff. We've got several music videos out there, and
that's awesome. Good for you guys.
Acoustic for the most part. We did a concert series through Musicians Hangout for the Corona concert series. We for quarantine, and we did 6 full weeks of live music on our platform every Friday. And
that's awesome. Yeah,
we did some acoustically because when we went electric, the compression on this platform it couldn't handle that, so it would pick up just the drums.
Right. Yeah.
So we went acoustic so that we sounded better. And that's been really fun because we've been, pulling more of our covers out and doing some of our heavier music acoustic, and it sounds really hauntingly pretty.
Cool. That's awesome.
So that's what we did.
I am up to 2 songs. I can sing and drum 2 songs. They're both covers. One is by Pussifer, The Mission, and then the other one is Dystopia by Yacht, who is one of my favorite bands right now. But my bands mostly do original music. I am ranging from like rock to super punk rock.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
And a lot of metal too in there too, because I do a Sunday. It's not really a project, but it's just like a get together where I have some friends come over and we just rock some hardcore metal, and that is really fun. Because I just get to smash out and do some like fun rolls and stuff on my drums, and it's so much fun. And I'm finding that like my timing has gotten a lot better, but I need to learn how to sing and play harder drum stuff than just the regular 4/4 timing.
Right.
Easy,
okay.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon, you do double kick with one pedal, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That's insane.
How do you do that?
Well,
you rock your foot, right?
Yeah. So, kind of what I do is, so I actually do the heel toe technique. So
I was gonna say, put your heel on the floor and then just rock your.
Yeah, I kind of just do this, like basically with my foot, and then so I get like a fast like that. And I usually do. The only reason that I can do it is because I have a pedal that's about the same size as my own foot, and my feet aren't super huge, so it fits right on the pedal that I can do that. I don't generally suggest it if like you're like, I don't know, like if you have really big feet and stuff, it doesn't work the same. Like, so like I usually say to, so that's the thing. I'm like, I teach it because I'm like, that's what I do. But if you're like bigger than me, then I usually say another way to do it too is to do the swivel, like where so how like, so it's kind of similar, but instead it's like, it's almost like if you're okay, so if this is your pedal and then this is your foot, you kind of do like you hit and then kind of swing back and forth.
Yeah.
I get you.
I watched a lot of YouTube videos on that because I was just like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Because I know that like if you get the longboard pedals, sometimes those are easier to do the heel toe.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
That's always what I've heard. So
yeah, for sure. Yep.
It's interesting.
And make sure your heads are super tight.
It's interesting you said that it's challenging for bigger feet because I have bigger feet. So when I didn't have double kick pedals, I did more of the swivel method.
Yeah.
And I wanted to double kick, so hubby got me double kick pedals.
Oh, nice.
I can't do heel toe. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's totally okay. You know what? I really struggle with double kick. Like, so like it's just whatever you're comfortable with and like whatever your body allows. Like, right?
Yeah,
so
cause
like for me, like if I used to actually play in a screamo band. And like, which is like, it was a while ago, but what I did was I didn't have a double pedal. And so what I would do is, I made a YouTube video about it where I play double with my right hand and then a double kick on my right foot. So then I got the dig it, right? So I go, so then I do that. And then I basically just play the groove, with my left hand so I'm going like kind of thing.
No, actually, so I was jamming in the kit I was jamming on. It's literally a 30-inch kick. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Crazy.
And I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to strap this on my chest and go bang it down the street? This is ridiculous.
That's awesome.
But there's no double kick pedals. There's just one single kick pedal. And I love playing double kick. I love it.
I didn't realize that.
I have 2 kick drums.
Yeah.
I'm willing to tote 2 kick drums around just because I like that sound and the feel better.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Awesome.
but the other night um, I had to play it on the floor tom and the kick.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was different, but it
I
sounded
didn't realize
perfect.
that you didn't have a double kick pedal on that. Oh my, that would be challenging.
Yeah, that would be very talented. Yeah, that's so funny.
That is.
Yeah. Do you know what so
Our
do you
friend
guys
Jeremy says that after watching this, he wants to go practice some paradiddles. Don't forget your rudiments.
We're
Yeah.
all gonna do that.
I was gonna say we always need to practice paradiddles. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, no, so wait, do you guys both play a double kick then?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, no, one of the girls who played for that commercial actually, her main thing is playing the double kick. It's the one who's the youngest.
Okay.
She's the younger girl. Her name is Marin. She's awesome, by the way. She's such a good drummer, but she plays a lot of Slipknot covers on her YouTube. Yeah. So she I remember just hanging out with her and stuff in LA, and she was talking a lot about double kick and everything. But it was so funny because the commercial wanted to enhance that. So if you saw the other commercial with the other girls, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so hers was the one with the black. She was almost in a cafeteria.
Yes.
And, right. It's funny because so they wanted her to do the double kick thing because that's what her thing was. But they gave her 2 bass drum pedals that were actually 4 bass drum pedals glued together. So yeah, literally it was just a show. It was like a shtick. So each bass drum was actually 2 bass drum drums that they just glued together, and then the other one was the same thing. They just glued 2 bass drums together, and it had this shark design or whatever it had on it. So it was completely unplayable. You couldn't play it because you would hit it and it was just there was no bounce, there was nothing. So it literally they only put it there though for the commercial, just for show.
How are you supposed to pretend if it doesn't respond the same way, then your actions aren't going to be the same either. Or are they just going to film it so that it just looks like your legs are moving?
Yeah. So what they did. So it's actually funny if you look back on the commercial. There's a lot of TV tricks that they used, right? Yeah. So one of the ones that they did was, so for example, that one, because Marin couldn't play, she tried playing both of them, and she's honestly, I can't play this. It's way too hard to play. There's literally 4 bass drums glued together. And so what she ended up actually doing was she just didn't play the second one. She just used the one. But it looks like she's playing double kick, but she's not. She's just playing the one. Yeah. The other thing too, another TV trick from that commercial, do you see I don't know if you guys remember, but did you see there's this video shot looking up into a drum, and Marin, the same girl, is playing, right? And you can see her banging her head this, and so it looks like it's the floor tom, right? It's actually just a regular tom drum, and she's standing. And she's she's standing and pretending it's a floor tom, but she's just doing the motion and just hitting it and stuff. And they had the video camera underneath to make it look like it was part of the drum set, but she was actually just standing separately in a different room, a different part of the room. So
wow,
it's kind of funny, just the different tricks they did just to make it look like she was playing the drum set, right? So yeah, but then she absolutely rocked it when she played the actual kit. She I was even though she only had the one pedal, one bass drum to really work with, she killed it. She's a really awesome drummer. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, all the girls who did the commercial are amazing drummers, super good. Tammy and Monica and then Scarlett, they were all amazing, and everyone had their own feel too for their. So yeah, it was really
cool. About drummers, we all have our own special way that we do our own thing. We have our own sound. We play anytime I listen to anything that I've done, I definitely know that I drummed that. I can tell, that's me.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah.
So you got to hang out with all of the other drummers that were in the commercial.
Yeah, so yeah, I did. So I actually didn't meet Tammy until I landed in LA. So I've never met her before. Actually, I've never met any of the other girls before either. So when I landed in LA, it was like the next day. Tammy and I actually met up for supper because I've never met her before and stuff, and she was absolutely amazing, super sweet, and just kind of hung out. And yeah, and so I met the other drummers because we had to be driven by the same chauffeur. So Marin was the one who was driven with me in a car, and then I met Monica and Scarlett on the set. So when I got to the studio set, that's when I met the other girls. But I never got a chance to really hang out too much with Scarlett and Monica. Marin and Tammy were the main ones I hung out with in LA. But like when we were waiting around and stuff, like I talked with Monica for quite a bit, and talked with Scarlett like a little bit after my video shoot part, and then yeah, but Tammy and Marin were the main ones that I kind of hung out with. We actually all went out for supper the night of the commercial too, so
That's
we got
nice.
to know each other more after that, and like they were all super sweet and just very kind. So yeah, they're awesome. Like absolutely love them.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. Well, and Tammy started the Drummer Girls United.
Yes.
Yeah, she did. Yep. Yeah, and actually before the commercial, we knew that like we were at, I think there was like 2,000 people, but now it's like over 6,000 already.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
yeah. It's grown quite a bit. Yeah.
When we
I remember when I joined, it was only like a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand.
Oh yeah, okay.
Or
Cool.
maybe it was a couple hundred.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been part of the group for a few years, right?
Me? Actually no, like I think I was only a part of it for like 2 years or something.
Okay.
Maybe 3. I don't know.
Group last year, and so I started following it and following Tammy, and we also had a segment on our show. We don't really do the segments as much now because we don't have a lot of live stuff going on. But
Yeah.
when we when I found out about Drummer Girls United, I would talk about how much it's grown. When it reached 5K members, I shouted that out during our music news.
Yeah.
Drummer Girls United has reached 5K followers. Wow, that's amazing. Keep it up, ladies. We're here for you. We're part of it. We're part of the movement. And it's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. Like, and honestly, Tammy, like, kind of like taking the lead of heading up the group and everything. Like, she's so awesome and like such a humble and just loving leader. And like, honestly, like she's so great. And so I think it's awesome that it's grown to as much as it has already. And I'm looking forward to whatever is happening next and stuff too. So yeah, it's great.
There's so many female drummers out there.
I love that. They're
News,
international.
like
Yeah.
novices, experts. Like I love it. I just love it. There's
all over the world. It's like most of my Facebook friends are percussionists, and it's through other drummer groups, but definitely Drummer Girls United. I've found so many, and so many in the Seattle scene are part of that too. Like our friends Grace, Allie, Kate, they're all part of the group as well. It's so cool. I love it, and yeah. It feels part of that because coming from North Dakota and being one of the only female drummers that, I had, known for years, and then met like maybe one or two in my 20s, then to come out here and meet, like we met up with a whole bunch of female drummers last summer. So
there was 5 of us.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
At for a show that one of the female drummers was doing. Her band was opening for her other band, in fact. So she was drumming all night.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So we all went, we got pictures taken, and then we played a female drummer showcase in September together with Allie. So
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun, man.
It was fun.
So awesome.
That's so good. Awesome.
I was going to ask you, do you have any sponsorships?
Yeah. So I don't okay. So it's funny. Like I don't right now. But I actually am in the works with a couple. But because again of the pandemic, it's been kind of like on hold. So, which is totally fair. I totally get it and stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of working on a couple right now actually. And then yeah, if they don't work out, that's okay too. But I'm just I'm just telling people it's like kind of in the works.
Cool.
right now. So yeah, no,
Right.
cool.
Well, congrats. Yeah, that's super cool. We've been tossing around the idea of soul tone cymbals. So
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about them. So
Yeah.
we have some friends out there in the scene that are, you know, sponsored by them, and they're really happy with the company. They're really happy with the product. So
Yeah. And I hate to say it, but I have a man down. I have my 14-inch crash. Got a crack a while ago, and then a chunk came out of it. I drilled it out a little bit, but then the crack started going the other way, and it was lifting, and I'm like, ugh, I don't use this one anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
But I'm
dear.
just gonna, yeah. So that one I have to the side. I play it with another group of guys in the super punk thing that I do. So,
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. What
because I'm
kind
like, if I'm gonna destroy something, it might as well be something that's already destroyed.
yeah, that's fair. What kind of drum kits do you guys have? Actually, I haven't asked you guys that.
I have a PDP kit.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Very nice. And is it a what? How many pieces and stuff?
It's a 7-piece.
Oh, cool. Nice.
And I have a Mapex snare, a piccolo snare that I just absolutely love.
Awesome.
I have a Manel hi-hat that I love. I prefer Manels, but the rest of mine are all Zildjians, and they're all right. They get the job done.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome. Okay. What about you, Maxine? What kind of drum kits do you have?
So mine behind me, Bertha, she is a PV kit, and there we go, backwards land. There you go. So
Oh, okay, cool.
she's PV, she's 5-piece, but she's large. And then I have Minnie, who is Ludwig, and I just got that for Christmas. It's a travel kit because we were doing so many shows on the road.
Yeah.
My husband got me a travel kit, and now
that's awesome.
And now
I did get to use it on our New Year's party when we played the Columbia Theater in Seattle, but I love it. I was afraid going from Bertha that it would be hard to, you know, translate what I do on a smaller kit, but I can space it all out just where I would have it. And I use the same stands for my snare and my cymbals, so those can all be in the same spots too. Awesome. And my kit, my Ludwig kit was designed by hold on, it's Questlove. So yeah, so he designed it so that it's really bassy and thick. So my 16-inch, you know, bass kit sounds like it's a 24.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, the Questlove kit is sweet. Like I've seen a lot of good things with it, and like a lot of people who have it, it like just sounds really good. So
it's beefy. And the sound guy from the gig that I played it, he was down on stage winding up his chords, and he's like, you never know when those little kits come in if it's going to sound like a big huge drum anymore.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I've got one other drummer that has a small kit that sounds like that. What kind is it? And I showed it, you know, told him all about it. And the bass kick is elevated even. There's like a block of metal underneath it that projects it up more, so it's even louder. It's so cool. I love my drums. Oh my god.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I have the big power toms too, like 12-inch and 13-inch. And I absolutely love them.
That's awesome. Cool. Very nice. That's awesome. Is there a favorite drum equipment or like piece of your kit that you like absolutely love? Like what one would you guys say?
My piccolo snare. And I love my little trash my trash former. I love that thing.
Okay, cool. Awesome. What's that? I've actually never heard of that.
So it looks like a wavy splash.
Okay,
like waves in it, and it has like a splash china sound to it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have actually seen that before. So it's called a trash former.
Former.
Oh, cool. Okay, awesome.
Or a thrash former.
Okay.
Something like that.
Something like that. Okay, cool. What about you, Maxine? Do you have like a favorite?
I'm thinking. Let me think. I've only had the 2 kits, so I'm really digging my ride symbol because it's the newest item. So my husband bought my kit Bertha, the PV, for Valentine's Day back in 2006.
Oh, cool.
So that's where I had that year stuck because that's the year I got my first very own kit. Because my parents were like, "No, you can't have a drum kit." So I
okay, yeah.
the school's kit.
Okay.
So, I'd been married for a couple years, and then for Valentine's Day, he bought the kit, and I started, playing again. And every Valentine's Day for a few years, he upgraded something on it. He bought me the DW9000. That's probably one of my favorite aspects about it is the really nice double kicks.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got the newest edition is Zildjian Ride. Okay. And I got that for Valentine's Day, I want to say 2 years ago. Okay. And I have Evans hydraulic heads on my kit.
Me too.
So I don't have that on Mini yet because I just got Mini. I want to say I have Remo heads on her.
Okay.
So I do want to upgrade to, not that, they're bad, but like I really like the Evans heads. So for Cyber Monday this year, I want to.
Do you get the G2 360s?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Those are my favorite.
So yeah, I like all my stuff about it. I love the color of it. She's silver, and when I'm under, the stage lights, she turns every color.
Yeah.
I think this blue. I love him. He's pretty. He's huge.
Yeah, Minnie is red, and she's really, really glittery and pretty, and I like it. I got red in my hair, so.
Oh, cool. Oh, I didn't even see that. That's so cool. Awesome. Very nice. That's really cool.
What kind of drum set do you have?
Yeah, tell us about yours.
Yeah. So actually mine's a silver. Okay, so I have 2 as well. One of my very first one was the Ludwig Accent CS. That's the Walmart one. So it's a silver sparkle as well. And it's the one that I used for my wedding. So that one kind of has like a really special place in my heart. And I honestly don't know if I can sell it because no, it's for my wedding. And I've used it ever since I was a kid for gigs and concerts and things like that. So it's that one. And then actually same with my other one is that it's a Gretsch Catalina Club. And it's brown. It's actually this one right here. And it's my husband actually bought it for me this year for gigs as well. So it's this kit.
Ooh, that's very pretty.
Yeah, so that's the Gretsch Catalina Club. And it's a 5-piece. Yeah, thanks. And it's a 5-piece kit. My husband bought it for me for gigs as well. And it was supposed to be a travel kit so I can do gigs. But then the pandemic happened, so now I just have it down in my drum studio for lessons.
Yep.
Yeah,
so. Packed away in my gadget right now. I don't have a lot of room, so Bertha is set up for recording, and we're still recording. So I didn't want to put Mini in here too; it'd be pretty tight. So I totally get it.
Yeah, no, for sure. My other drum set's in my sunroom because same thing. Our house is pretty small, so yeah, same thing. Yeah, but
my drums are spread out right now because I've been jamming places.
Well, you're playing others' kits too, so yeah.
Yeah, well, that kit is leaving though.
Oh, good. I mean,
it's so horrible. Like,
yeah. Hey, we had a question from the chat room.
Oh yeah. Okay. Slinger. Does anybody remember Slingerland drums?
I don't remember Slingerland.
I've never even heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard of them actually before, but I know a few people who've played them. I want to say that like Rogers drums and Slingerland drums are sort of similar.
Okay,
if that's not completely correct, I'm so sorry, but yeah, no, I've heard of them before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Dang, look at those.
Mm.
Ooh. Do I have to Google something?
There's one, but it was a DW set. Reminded me of yours.
Of mine?
Yeah, it's blue and it's huge.
Well, PDP is part of DW, so.
Oh, nice. Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Oh my God, it does look just like my kid.
I know.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
It is.
That's
It
so
is.
cool. That's a huge kid. That's awesome.
Yeah. She's got a big kid, so when we do shows together, I make sure to help her.
She is awesome about it too.
Yeah, it's nice to have another drummer on hand that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. I totally get that. That's awesome.
Do you do gigs with other bands?
What's that, sorry?
Do you do gigs with other bands? I know you do the wedding thing, but are there other bands too, or
not like
not
like
really?
yeah, not really right now. Like other than like I used to play a lot when I was younger and stuff, and but the main kind of things that I've done and stuff have been more like for solo artists or like competitions or things like that. Like
Okay.
so yeah, that's kind of more what I've done and stuff in the past, like other than teaching mainly. So yeah, teaching has been kind of my main thing because like I honestly just absolutely love teaching lessons. So yeah.
I love your little live feeds that you do. Like you did one on your birthday. I think you were wearing Christmas pajamas.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
That was so amazing. What was that, your birthday?
Yeah, it was my birthday.
That
was in
we
April.
were quarantined, right? That was during quarantine.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been so long, so I have a hard time
Well,
tracking.
here's to your birthday. So cheers to your birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. I love when people are spontaneous like that because that's the type of stuff we need out there right now. We need fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for sure. I totally agree with that. Well, even when I do lessons and stuff, I try to be like as fun as possible because I'm like, if a student is here for 30 minutes, I might as well be happy and fun. Like it'd be fun like for a student to be here and like kind of learn and have some fun too. So yeah, I don't know. Have you guys seen like my egg video at all? I also posted an egg video costume. I was wearing an egg costume as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check that one out.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah, so I was wearing an egg costume and I was teaching about a linear fill that goes left, right, kick. And so I was like, instead of saying left, right, kick, just say omelette. And I was wearing an egg costume, so that's on my Facebook too.
That's great. Yeah. I'm gonna look that up. That's
okay. Cool.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, no, I think like it's fun just to kind of put out fun videos like that for sure. So
definitely.
Yeah. Do you guys teach lessons too, like yourself?
No. I teach art, so
yeah,
I'm still learning myself,
mm-hmm.
And I think that's a reason why I like to play so many different kinds of music, different genres. I jam with different musicians all the time, different kinds of music, and I really love to be pushed outside my comfort zone.
That's great. Yeah.
Because that's only going to help me be better in the end.
It does.
That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I always tell people to play with other musicians and kind of push yourself to try different genres or yourself that way. That's how you get better as a drummer and a musician. So
right now, the super punk rock is kicking my butt.
Yeah.
I have this huge bruise. I don't know if you can see it right here on my hand.
Yes, I can see that. Oh,
I'm doing this, and my sticks will hit on the top of my hand. Sometimes I'm just like,
Well, I think it's because it's on a kit you're not used to. That's what I think.
Yeah, it was my snare, but not my snare stand.
Yeah,
and the snare stand didn't go as low as I like it because I like my stuff as low as possible. That's how my comfort zone is,
Okay, cool.
But this one wouldn't go down low, so I had to like kick it weird, and because I had to play it different, my sticks were different.
Yeah, nope, that's totally fair. I always find that with like other kits that aren't yours. It's like even like the slightest little thing that's different. It's
like writing with your left hand. It's just like I can't do it.
Yeah, it feels weird and not natural. So yeah, I totally get that. Definitely.
Like my kit feels like home. Like I know this kit. Like I'm not afraid to let loose on it. I know what it can handle. But anybody else's, I'm just like, I feel like I'm on an alien planet.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I've actually been in situations too where like I've played a gig and they wanted me to use the house kit, and I quickly realized after a couple of years of playing gigs, I'm like, okay, every single time I play someone else's kit, I actually like cannot play it.
Right.
And I'm super short. Like I'm under 5 foot tall.
Oh, wow.
So I'm 4'11", and so all of the kits that I would play were way too big or way too tall for me.
Yeah.
So like I actually like realized it clicked in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm short. I should probably not play this drum set. So
Right.
anyway,
Right.
yeah. So
I probably felt like you behind like a regular 22 or 24 behind that 30-inch. I mean, it's ridiculous. You should see. I should send you guys a picture of this ridiculous size kit.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'd love to see it.
So
it is.
Jeremy B has another question, and I actually play 5B sticks.
Oh, cool.
That's my weight. So yeah, I've got a heavier weight. So
right,
I'm a 7A girl.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. 7A for me as well. Yeah,
I used to be 7A, and then 5B. I tried some from another drummer, and I loved the weight because I could use it to my advantage.
Oh, cool.
And
yeah.
I have a head sticks, so they're fiberglass, and I've had the same sticks for 13 years.
That's awesome.
I like the 7As because I can go faster because I don't have the weight.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, I used to switch back and forth from 5A to 7A. So I kind of just like, I don't know. I eventually just kind of was like, I'll just stick with 5A or 7A, sorry.
Yeah.
But again, like same thing, right? Like whatever is like most comfortable and like
right.
So,
yeah.
Cool.
But I do play with 5As.
When I play a 7, it feels too light to me, and
it's really thin, right?
Yeah, it feels really thin. So I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, fives feel like big tree trunks. I'm like, oh my god.
That's fair.
I actually feel
shoes are insane. Like,
so because I felt, I don't know, so tiny behind my big kit Bertha, because she's not large in numbers, but she's got large circumference, and I'm told that all the time, like, wow, your drums are so big, and they are. And going from that to mini, you know, it was a little awkward, but I felt like I was a regular size drummer.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, that's
like,
awesome.
You know, smaller than, you know, like an average guy that's playing drums. They're, you know, they make the drums look, I don't want to say like normal size, but like I look tiny back there.
That's fair, yeah.
Me too. And with all my cymbals set up, like my cymbals come here. So like you literally like, and I have so many drums because I have 3 rack toms, 2 double kick, you know, 2 kicks, a floor, and my snare. But I also have like my hi-hat, a 14-inch crash, a 16-inch crash, an 18-inch crash, my 18-inch China, and my 20-inch crash ride.
Oh,
so
wow.
I have cymbals everywhere too.
A wall of cymbals, yes.
Yeah, you just everywhere you're gonna hit something. Like there's no empty spot, which is nice because sometimes I just like to like lose and let it fly.
She really likes Neil Peart.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Have you played any tunes by Rush before? Or?
No, I'm not Neil Peart awesome yet, but I'm getting there.
That's great. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. What's some of your favorite drummers, like for both of you? Do you guys have any favorite drummers that
I like just talked about this a few weeks ago, and I really love Ringo Starr. Like I love that he's a human metronome. You know, that's kind of what I go for. Female drummer, I hope I say her name right. She played for Prince.
Sheila E.
Cecilia Escovedo.
Yep, Sheila E. Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, like, that's my female drummer idol right there.
Yeah.
I have vocal idols too, like Grace Slick from Jefferson Airplane. I love Stevie Nicks.
Okay.
So like, those are sort of my influences. I love Vinnie Paul from Pantera, but I'm not like, I don't play Pantera, if that makes sense. But I love that style.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So those are some of my influences, I'd say.
For me, Ringo Starr definitely, because for the same reasons. He's just amazing. He's really underestimated. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he gets a lot of
people
flack.
really don't understand like what a force of a drummer he really truly is.
Yeah.
For female drummers, it's got to be Mercedes Lander from Kitty.
Oh, yeah.
She's amazing, and she's just an overall really super nice person.
Cool.
And John Boakland from Devil Driver, because he's amazing. Like his kicks are insane, and it's not just blast beats and they're just crazy fast all the time. No, there's other, like, it's really methodical, and it's mind-boggling. And that's the kind of drummer I want to be one day.
Cool.
And I will get there.
Yeah, no, for sure. What's that guy's name again?
John Boakland.
John Boakland?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look him up. I've never heard of him before, so that's really cool.
He's amazing. He is in the band Bad Wolves now, and they redid that
Cranberries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cranberries.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So they made it heavy. Actually, we made it heavy years before them. They're youngins, but
So that's how you spell his name. John Boakland.
Cool. Okay. Awesome.
Very cool. So do you have
your favorites?
Yeah.
For me, I would say, so I really like Larnell Lewis. Have you, from Snarky Puppy? Do you guys know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So he's awesome. I actually, he came to my school once to do a lesson with me, and two of the other drummers from my school, and he was super nice and like really tall dude. Like he's super tall and like but just super gentle and very soft spoken. Like I honestly felt like I could barely hear him when he spoke. Like he was we went out for dinner with him, and he was just like very so gentle. I had to like lean in to like hear what he had to say. But like when he played the drums for the drum clinic that he came to do at our school, like he it was just like just very the tone of his drums and everything he played was so musical and good, like just really rhythmically good. I don't know how to say it, like really well done. So he's a good drummer. I really like him. Another drummer I really love is Marco Miniman as well. And also Tommy Igo is probably one of my favorites. So
Neil Peart is also, obviously one of my favorites. He's the professor. You know?
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, he's great too, for sure.
And he's Canadian.
Yeah, he is.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know very many even female Canadian drummers. I'm like trying to think. Like I know Emmanuel Caplet and stuff, but I'm trying to think of more Canadian. I can't really think of much, or even male Canadian. I don't know. Like,
so you're in Ontario. How close are you to Toronto?
I'm 2 hours away.
Okay. So are you in a more smaller rural area?
Yeah, like super. Yeah, so I'm a very farm town, little town.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much.
I live in a forest.
Yeah. Okay. So wait, do you guys live on farms or anything like that, or?
I don't. I live in a suburb in the forest though. So there's woods right outside my my patio door.
Oh wow.
I live in a neighborhood. It's just like a few blocks. I won't. Mm-hmm. It's just like a tiny little neighborhood in the middle of the forest.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
So,
I'm in a farm and ranch community though. Like there's dairy farms here, so there are there's a lot of produce farms here too. In fact, a couple years ago, I volunteered to pack food boxes there.
Oh, cool! That's awesome.
That was really cool. So they're not doing that this year, obviously, but
yeah. No, that's yeah. So same here. I'm in a dairy farm community too, but we do a lot of produce as well. So okay, that's cool.
Cool. Are you still in quarantine? Or are you guys in a different phase?
Honestly, I have no idea. I feel like it changes all the time. So I think the latest is that we're not supposed to be more than 5 people, but in or something like that, or we're not allowed to go out. I don't really know. Yeah, it just changes so much. Like we're still doing like curbside pickup in stores and stuff now, and like more stores have opened up to do that. But like we're supposed like there's still arrows on the grocery store floors that say, hey, make sure to stay 2 feet apart or whatever from each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, here is 6 feet.
Or 6 feet. 6 feet, that's what it is. Yeah.
My city has applied to go into stage 2.
Okay.
But I don't, it's up to our Governor Inslee, to say whether or not he has to look at the numbers. It's about the numbers.
Like I'm kind of curious about that. So like, how does, so obviously I've never like lived in the States. So how does it work for you guys? So you guys have a president, so that's Trump, right? So then he's like, I know I'm like, I am so bad at, like, I have no idea. Okay, so yeah, so like Trump is your president. So then does he tell the governors to do stuff, or like?
The governors follow direction to a point, but they govern their own state and can
they're kind of like the president of their state.
They can mandate over their state, if that makes sense.
Okay, so what's with the stage? So like applying for stage 2, like what does that mean? Like,
so
weird, I know.
Stage 2 is more stores can open up, and I think like
some camping,
some restaurants and some bars can open, but you can't have more than 25% capacity.
Right. Yeah. There's like 10 tables instead of like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can go into grocery stores. I have a mask that I wear when I go into the grocery store or anywhere. Like I have a mask.
Yeah. Some stores require you to have a mask, like Costco. Yeah. It's like a bulk store. You know,
we have that
at Walmart. At Walmart, if you didn't have a mask, they were taking your temperature.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like with the forehead thing. Yeah.
Like it's been scary down here.
Oh, wow.
It's weird.
It's been really scary down here.
So I'm kind of curious though, because like I've seen like with the protests and stuff, like there's people there and whatnot. So like, is that allowed or no? Is that?
No, not really. We're still supposed to be socially distancing and not gathering in groups larger than, is it 50 still? Crash?
Oh,
I don't know if it was 50 or if it was 25.
It started out as 10. So like 10 was phase 1. And now we're in groups of 50, I think.
Oh, really? Okay, so we're not even there yet.
Phase 2 though, because my county just went to phase 2 this week.
So what's that? Okay.
You know, the peace protest that I attended, was 200 people.
Okay. Yeah.
So that is pushing the limit, but they weren't enforcing anything, and I was staying socially distant as good as I could because I still want to, show that I support, but I hear that this virus is still spreading.
Fair enough. Yeah, for sure.
Quickly, because we've all been quarantined for a few months and now we're all getting together.
Yeah, for sure. So has it gone down like where you guys are or no?
Yeah.
It has?
Yeah, it's gone down a lot. New York got hit really hard. Really hard.
Yeah, I heard about that. Okay.
Yeah, they did. It started in Seattle, so it hit.
We started it. Actually, China started it. We just
it came here from there, but like it's everywhere now. It's in Italy. It's in Spain. Yeah. We've had followers, viewers, guests from overseas. Like Breno was from Spain on a COVID series, and he was in quarantine, and they were quarantined for weeks before us.
Right.
Yeah, they were like they were getting serious in Italy because the numbers were extremely.
Italy was bad. We were taking a lot of information and advice from the countries that were already in quarantine and already were going through the COVID-19 outbreak to try to soften the blow here. And because states are governed, by an individual governor, our governor was very protective at first, and some states weren't as quick to the draw, to say the least, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Yeah, so
that's fair. Okay.
And people in Washington, our state, they're not exactly excited about our governor's decisions, but it has been for the greater good of people.
Yeah, he's just looking out for the best of us, his citizens. So, as much as we've hated this. Our concerts, our tours, our festivals have been canceled this year.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So it's been hard on the music industry. It's been hard on us. Like, we were going to see each other last month for our anniversary show and couldn't. Past like this, and eventually we'll be able to see each other this summer, I hope.
I hope we do.
No, for sure.
We get together, at least 2, 3, 4 times a year. In person when we can, but it's been hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
no, I've had so many conversations with people, like musicians specifically, and they've all said the same, like me too. Like it's just like everybody has had things either canceled or postponed, and like important events too, right? Like it's just really difficult.
I was going to play a masquerade show, and it was going to be awesome at the Hard Rock Cafe, but no.
Oh no. Yeah.
We were going to pass out masquerade masks and everything at the door.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And it was going to be videotaped.
Yeah.
And everything. Like, I was totally excited to play
Well,
this.
We were supposed to have our album done at the end of March, and we just hit a creative block and stopped. And we were going to do like an album release, and we were starting our festival season in May, and we were playing festivals throughout the summer, and it's all,
yeah.
Well, we did do a festival in May. It was just a Corona concert series festival.
You're right.
We did 6 weeks of that.
And it was so fun. Oh my gosh.
We toured all over the country, around the world.
Well, and we're going
virtually
now. So like the 6 weeks was a lot because we do the Wednesday shows every week, and then we were doing the concert series every Friday. So it was 2 nights that we were, dedicating to our show, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm working full time still, so it was a lot.
Yeah. And the concert series is like 4 or 5 hours long.
Yeah, and it's draining
on how big the bill was, and we had like 7, 8 musicians and a comedian, and
from everywhere. West Coast, Midwest. We had, like I said, someone from Spain, someone from Hawaii. Like,
wow,
it was cool. And we're continuing that monthly. So our next COVID series is next Friday. So not this coming Friday, but June 12th will be announced.
What are you and your husband doing next Friday?
Me and my husband? I don't know. That's so funny.
Totally jam on the concert series.
Okay.
Well, if this time doesn't work for you, we're doing it monthly because we're anticipating, this the phases of quarantine to continue for a while, if that makes sense. So
for sure, yeah,
that makes sense. Give people music in these ways because we can't be in person. So
yeah, no, that's a great idea. I think that's awesome. So
since you teach drumming via Skype, so you already know how to plug things in so it won't like over compress the microphones and
so I use the only way that I've been able to figure out how to do it is use OBS. So it's a broadcasting service where it does a live video to YouTube or Facebook, whatever one you want to choose, and you can plug in your microphones from your drum set to an interface and then go through that. But it can only do 3 microphones. So so usually I do just like a bass, a snare, and then an overhead microphone.
Okay. That's.
I wonder if you had a board, if you could get around that.
Oh, potentially. Yeah, I have a mixing board here too.
Yeah.
And then just plug the board into the OBS. I don't know. I'm a drummer.
Actually, that makes sense. Like maybe like put in the microphones through the mixer first, then
Yeah.
take the main out and put that into the interface, and then that's just one channel for like.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would actually. I didn't even think about that. That's a good idea, actually. Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe
The check, girl.
yeah, there you go.
That's
That's
why
awesome.
we have this.
I just know this because I'm cheating. I know this because my band Fatal Butterfly just bought a $500 freaking Mackie board, 16 channels. It's super nice. Just
to do that
for this.
Okay,
That
cool.
we could do virtual shows and stuff if we needed to, because who knows? But yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
So,
No, I'll definitely check that out. My husband is more of the techie recording arts guy. He went to school for it. So I'll ask him.
Yes.
yeah, definitely. He might think that he might be like, "Damn, babe, did you just think about that all by yourself?" Be like, "No, I sure did."
Yeah. All right, sounds good. I'll tell him that.
Yeah, shout out to the
Really
hubby,
do.
you know, that
might blow his mind.
yeah. My hubby knows tech too, so I'm very blessed that he knows how to record and mic up and wire everything and do all that stuff. In fact, he was our makeshift tech person when we started our show.
Oh, cool.
A lot of things couldn't have happened without Max. Thank you, Max.
He's
awesome.
That's so good. Cool.
I was going to ask you about your hubby. So, did you say his name's Eric?
Yeah, Eric. His name.
Okay, so when did you meet Eric?
So I technically heard about him 2 years prior to meeting him from his mom. His mom actually met me at church and was like, "I want you to meet my son. I think you guys will get along." And like it was like, "Oh dear, here's a mom trying to hook me up with her son." Yeah. And then actually like a year after that, I heard about him from his sister. And she said the exact same thing. She's like, "I think you guys would get along. You guys both play a lot of instruments and like play board games. So you guys should meet." And so then the year after that, he actually came to my church at the time. And we just kind of like were hanging out with a bunch of young adults my age. And he actually ended up just meeting me. And he's like, "I've heard a lot about you." And I was like, "I've heard a lot about you too." So then that's kind of how it happened. Yeah. And it just kind of worked on from there. We ended up doing a lot of music stuff together because he plays the guitar mainly, but he plays drums too. So he's an awesome musician as well. And so we've just connected a lot through that. And he's actually going to be doing guitar lessons through the drum studio that like I started, Ransom Drum Lab. But he's going to be doing a studio soon called Ransom Guitar Lab. So we're going to be merging the two businesses together. So
oh my god, that's awesome!
Oh,
yeah. I think I'm going to start bugging my boyfriend more to teach me how to play guitar. That's my new thing. Like I picked it up the other night and just started playing it because I know bass. That's hard.
Awesome. Yeah.
So I started playing like power chords that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I know about guitars. Their strings are very small.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to hit those small strings if you're trying to ignore 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to play fast.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And it sounds different when you're coming strumming up than down.
I'm not a string player, so I don't get it. Like I start
too many strings. They're really small. You hit them when you're not trying to hit them, which makes it sound weird. Sometimes if you're not doing it right, it makes it sound weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. They say that drums are hard. I'm like, drums are breeze compared to the guitar stuff. Like, what?
Yeah.
You gotta contort your hand all weird.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah. No, definitely.
I just hit stuff with 2 sticks.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Like, I actually teach guitar lessons too with my husband, and we both always have a hard time telling our students like it's gonna just be hard at first because it hurts your fingers, especially if you're a little kid. And so we always just tell them, we're like, just don't be discouraged. Like, just keep practicing and do whatever you can right now. Like, even if all you can do right now is just do one finger, like that's great, because it really does hurt your fingers, especially if you're younger, right? So
because they're made out of like cheese slicers.
yeah,
Like, I swear to God, it's like everything on cheese slicers. The super hurts.
For sure. Yeah, no, exactly. I totally
Ring
get it.
strings
So.
are big, like they're bigger, so they don't slice so much into your hands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you
can
can
them up a little better.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Play bass first before starting guitar.
Yeah, I recommend that too. Yeah. Like it's easier a little bit because the thicker strings. So yeah, no, that's a good point. That's so funny.
You get to still build up your finger strength.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think it's a great starting point for sure. So
I'm always amazed by guitar players. Like I've played around a little bit on ukulele, but I'm having a hard time with the G chord.
Okay, yep.
So that one's challenging for me. And then
what does it look like? Does it look like this?
I don't know.
Like that?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So it's like it's just not something that my fingers are used to. I plucked around on my grandpa, my papa, he left a banjo to us, and I've been, you can play percussion-esque on that banjo, like just
for sure, yeah.
So like I know if I like dedicate myself to it, I could probably learn banjo, but I'm just so intimidated by strings because I'm so used to drums. I'm just a natural drummer, and like my brain just can't transfer to the strings very well.
The weird thing about banjos is it's a 4-string, but it has that 5th string. It's like half a string.
That weird little 5th string
that doesn't go along the fretboard, so you can't hit. It's meant to be played open only. And that's why you have to have like a bunch of picking fingers. Because your thumb is like the timer. It's like your hi-hat.
Yeah, okay. So I used to
kind of like thing.
When I would have those beats, I just transfer that to the strings of the banjo.
That makes sense.
Knowing anything on the neck, I would just, play around like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah. Someday.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Metal bluegrass, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's so cool.
Banjos are weird, but I like them.
Yeah, for sure. I've actually always wanted to learn how to play banjo too, so that's cool.
The only thing that requires a drum head and strings.
Right. Man, I just love instruments though. Like I like collecting them, especially for my husband because he is a string player. So I'll get him guitars, and one of his favorites is I don't think it's in here, but it's a gitalele. It's an ukulele with 6 strings.
Oh, cool! That's awesome.
I actually got him that for Valentine's Day a few years ago. So for Valentine's Day, we treat each other with awesome instruments.
That's awesome. That sounds like so much fun. That's so great.
It is so fun. I love Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So yeah, it's like, and I tried to get it, it's a lighter wood, so it matches his it matches his original acoustic that's lighter, and so it's like a mini me to his.
That's so awesome. Cool. So it's like he has a mini guitar and you have a mini drum set.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Cool. It is awesome. It's fun.
That's great. Awesome. Cool.
Well, Sharon, we have, about 12-ish minutes left of the show, and I wanted to ask, do you have any milestones or anything coming up that you wanted to promote on the show?
Milestones. Okay. Like, what do you mean by that? Like anything like coming up, like even like concert stuff or
anything promotional you want to do on the show, just to let our viewers know where they can find you.
Yeah,
look out for you.
Yeah. Well, on social media and YouTube and Facebook, you guys can find me on Ransom Drum Lab. So it's my last name, Ransom, and then Drum Lab. So that's what I go by, even on Instagram as well.
Ransom Drum.
Yeah. So RAN like new, and then SOM like music. Yeah. So Ransom Drum Lab. So you guys can find me on there. And in the next like couple of weeks or so, I'm actually going to be putting out some projects with some friends of mine and musicians who I've done some collaborations with.
Ooh.
I actually also another thing too, and I guess this is probably a good place to announce it as well because I haven't announced it yet, but I'm going to be announcing it too. Is just that I've actually been a part of a special project with Facebook. And so the project is an app that they're hoping will kind of be helpful for musicians, and it's called Collab. So so they actually selected me after the commercial to try it out, along with some of the other girls who were part of the Facebook ad. And we've been trying it out for the past like month and a half and been keeping it a secret, but it actually just got released, I think, this past week. That there's going to be a select few more people that are going to be selected to try it out as well.
Nice.
It's basically this app that actually it's called Collab. And so it's this app where you can collaborate with other musicians and do like a collaboration on some music. So whether that's like a song like, I don't know, we've been doing like Roxanne and like different what's it called? The Michael Jackson tune.
With
like,
Bonnie's Head Alive.
Yeah, there's like a ton of different kind of music right now, but it's in the testing process right now, and I'm actually going to be choosing, I think, 5 people to start joining with 5. So I've been part of the alpha test group, and so now we're in the beta phase, and so I'm going to be choosing 5 people to start testing the app out as well. So I'm going to be actually like in the process in the next couple weeks choosing some people to be part of that, and then some people can actually be part of the waiting list to try it out. So yeah, so it's kind of cool. It's a pretty cool app. Like it's
definitely
really cool just to be able to play together with different musicians, and it's kind of like, I want to say it's almost like the Instagram of collaborations. Like it's kind of like that.
Wow.
So it's really cool. So they're really hoping that this app takes off, especially with musicians. But I'm going to be announcing like who I'm going to be selecting soon. So yeah.
Jeremy wants to know if you were talking about Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal.
Michael Jackson.
No, it's not that one. It's what is
Billie Jean?
Billie Jean. That's what it's like. Yeah, Billie Jean. So that's one of those songs too that's on there for
that's a fun song to play. I played Billie Jean in an all-girl band back in college. It was fun.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
I bet that was fun.
Yeah, that's a great tune. I love that tune.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks for sharing that.
For sure. Yeah. So actually, you guys are like the first for me to announce, because I haven't had a chance to announce it yet. So there you go.
I definitely am interested in that. Right now, I'm not able to get down to my jam spot in Olympia for my band practice with Fatal Butterfly. So it'd be nice to kind of collaborate with them on an app or so.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's still in the testing stages right now.
Right,
but it's such a cool idea and concept. So the idea behind it is that you'll be able to collaborate with like different musicians at any level. Like even people who can't play an instrument, they can just contribute to the collab by clapping or snapping or doing whatever they'd like. And then there's people who play instruments who can also collaborate with you as well. So it's kind of cool that way, so that it's like people of different skill levels and ages or stages in their musicianship can collaborate on a tune. So that's kind of the idea. Yeah,
I love that so much.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I've been testing it out for the past month and a half now, and so now we're in the beta stage, which is the next phase of testing out this app from Facebook. And we're just gonna keep like hammering out any other suggestions or things to fix on the app. But it's been a lot of fun. So
cool! Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thanks for being part of an awesome project like that too. That's great.
For sure. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's been super fun. And working with Facebook has been like super fun. Like they're super nice people and they're great. So
that's good to hear. That's really cool. So with our last few minutes, I like to ask guests what advice you have for other musicians and musicians that are just starting out.
Oh, that's a great question. You know what's funny? I actually got asked that exact same question for Tom Tom magazine. I just
Really?
yeah, that's literally like almost word for word, actually, like the same question.
Wow.
And I'll just repeat it because I honestly really believe in this. I think that any advice that I would give to any musician out there at whatever skill level would be to challenge yourself and compare yourself to wherever you're at. And so what I mean by that is like I think too many musicians try to compare to other musicians and say I'm not as good as them or I'm not better than them or I'm like not as good or whatever. And it's just like who cares? Whatever your skill level is at, you need to be comparing to yourself and that's what really matters because if you're improving within the year or the next 2 years, that's a huge win. And I would say that to keep on going from that because the reality is that whatever wins that you can compile in the next year or 2 or 3 or 4 years, they all add up. And like that's what matters, right? Is that you're comparing to yourself, you're improving each year, you're improving each time, and whatever skill level or age level you're at, that applies to you. Like that's just the reality of it.
I have to agree with that so much because I am so guilty at watching some amazing, phenomenal drummers. I mean, I'm not a crappy drummer by any means, but I'm not the greatest drummer on the planet either.
Right.
So,
you know,
and when I see them, I'm just like, oh man, like, I
Yeah.
wish I played drums like that. Like, I just feel like I'm never going to be. But it's like, well, how do you know? And then I tell myself, how do you know you can't play drums like that? Have you ever tried?
I think you're
No.
amazing.
Well, thank you. But I work at it. I keep practicing. Every time I practice, I get better. Like,
Yeah.
I just recently started playing some super serious hardcore punk rock that way out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden it's like
yeah,
I have 5 songs down now. And it's like,
yeah. That's so
okay,
awesome.
that's awesome. In 2 jams, I learned 5 songs. That's
Yeah.
pretty
Exactly.
cool.
And yeah, and you actually even were saying that you learned how to play a couple songs while singing. Like
Yeah.
that's a huge thing. Like that's like
I
a
have
huge
to sing on one of the songs that I play in this thing too. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So yeah, honestly, like I would just keep giving that advice because the reality is that there's always going to be someone better than you, right? Like even for myself, like there's always going to be a better teacher than me. There's always going to be a better drum player than me. There's always going to be. And so when you think that you've made it or you think you've reached the point that you're the best, you're not because there's always someone who's always better. And so reality is that just compare to yourself and try to be better on your own. Like whatever it is that makes you better the following year or the year after that. That's what matters.
I love that.
Yeah, no,
I love that. Compare yourself to yourself. Are you better than you were last week? Yeah, then.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the best thing. Yep. And yeah, that's honestly like the main thing that I would say because I think that for myself, I've definitely like spent a lot of time in my younger years comparing to other people for sure. That was like a huge struggle of mine. And even still, it comes up sometimes still even now. But I always have to remind myself about the reality that there's always going to be someone else that's better. That's just the reality of life and like, or whatever. And it's just like comparing myself to myself. Have I been better than I was last year? Then yeah, that's great. That's a huge win, right? Like just constantly just reminding yourself of that. So yeah, that's all I'd say.
That's beautiful. Thank you. I love it.
Excellent.
Very sound advice. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Well, yeah, no, did you guys have any other questions too, or?
You know, that's pretty much all of our questions. I just wanted to thank you so much. We have about a couple more minutes of our live show. And I just want to really thank you for taking the time to meet with us. I know that you're at a totally different time zone and it's late for you.
Oh, yes. No problem. It's all good. I stay up late anyways. It's okay.
Oh, good. That's awesome. Good to hear.
To be honest, Maxine and I have been dorking out about tonight like all week long. Because you are such an idol of ours. Because you're just so amazing, and your personality is just so great. And it's just like, oh my gosh, we are gonna sit down and like be with Sharon Ransom.
I was a little nervous even. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I knew you were gonna be awesome, but I was like, you're like celebrity level to me. So I'm
Oh my gosh.
Me too. Me too.
Oh,
So-
dear.
so
So
cool.
we were all dorking out on you. We're like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Oh, that's so. I honestly like. I hope I seem normal because I
Yeah.
think
Oh, you are.
You're
I'm
You
totally
hung out
like,
with us tonight. You kept the feel of musicians hang out the way we intended. We were just musicians
Awesome.
hanging out, talking shop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
we
No,
got
for
to
sure.
hang out with you. Thank you.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
That's awesome. No, I really appreciate you guys having me on the show. And like, if at any point, if this COVID stuff ends and like I'm down there in the States, I'd love to even just like hang out with you guys. That'd be super
Oh,
cool.
Yes, we
Oh,
would
yeah.
totally love that.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. So like,
Maybe we hope to one day actually hold a concert that we what is the word I'm looking for? Sponsor ourselves.
that's right. Yeah.
Musicians hang out. So we would love to have you come down for that.
that would be awesome. Like,
sure.
I like absolutely love traveling, and I love like visiting different parts of the world and like the States too. So like, I would totally be down with that. That'd be awesome. So
Cool. Yeah. Come see us.
cool.
Yay.
Yeah, awesome. Well,
All
thank
right,
you so
ladies.
much. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for tonight, kids. Have a very awesome evening, and we will see you next week.
All right, sounds good. Talk to you guys later. See you later.
All right. I'll take us out. Good night, everyone. See you next week.
Night, kids.